A par 70.
When it comes to cheating in sports, there are truly memorable moments in history. But in this video, we've compiled the worst cheaters in all of the sports that you'll ever witness. These are some of the most compelling moments of history on record. Here's the list for you to check out. Number 1. John McGraw, the utility man. John McGraw was a professional baseball player from 1891 to 1906. He played for the Orioles, the Cardinals, and the Giants in his time. As the game used to have much more relaxed rules, he is said to have been a blatant cheater of his time. As legend would have it, McGraw would step in front of the players or trip players who would be rounding second base. He got the nickname the utility man because he would hold on to the belt loops of the base runners to tap up at third base. Boy, those were the days. Legend has it that McGraw could be bought off with a pack of cigarettes. If the players would hand him a pack of cigarettes before the game, they wouldn't have to worry about his antics on the field. Number 2. McDaniels, the video maker. McDaniels was the head coach of the Denver Broncos, and he used a videographer to spy on the 49ers from San Francisco. McDaniels' team had a 3-9 start in the 2010 season, and he wasted a win for his team. His solution to the problem was to ensure that he had a good video for the next game. As this was a recent incident, it garnered enormous attention from the media when it happened. Number 3. The fifth down game. So this one wasn't so much cheating as it was an honest confusion. In the year 1990, the Colorado Buffaloes played the Missouri Tigers. The Buffaloes were trailing late, and their final drive was upon them. As their fourth run-down attempt failed, the ball was to go to the Tigers, but the Buffaloes lined up instantaneously and scored the winning touchdown. The game was inspected later on review, and the down card was not flipped. That's why their score was deemed not useful, but the game is still famously known as the fifth down. Number 4. The Mitchell Report. This is a nearly iconic case from 2007 that involves an actual congressional hearing. In a congressional hearing, the case of performance-enhancing drugs came to light for the first time in the House of Congress. The scandal occurred because the U.S. Congress investigated the use of anabolic drugs by athletes in Major League Baseball. A report was published after the hearing by George J. Mitchell named the Report to the Commissioner of Baseball of an Independent Investigation into the Illegal Use of Steroids and Other Performance-Enhancing Substances by Players in Major League Baseball. It was termed by the American media as the Mitchell Report, and it named hundreds of former and present players who were confirmed users of performance-enhancing drugs. The Mitchell Report had a deep impact on the culture of baseball as the use of drugs was too common before the report. Even though the release of the report has curbed the culture, modern baseball is still rife with these issues. Number 5. The illegal car. Now we come into the world of NASCAR and tell you the story of Clint Bowyer. Clint Bowyer was a champion of his time, and his team lost 150 points in this race because he failed a car inspection after winning at New Hampshire. His car weighed more than was allowed by NASCAR for cars that ran on the track. He later appealed the sanctions and was not relieved. He still finds the whole deal offensive. Number 6. The golf story. Now we go into some fun tales. In the world of golf, a player in the 1985 British Open was fined the equivalent of $30,000 in present times for placing his ball closer to the cup. He was caught while placing the marker on his putter instead of the spot, and hence moving the marker closer to the cup. He was banned from the Pro Tour for 30 years. There was a photo taken of the player cheating, and that's how they could confirm that he cheated in the first place. But professional golf is so sensitive to accusations of cheating that the picture is lost to time and is not available for anyone to see. Number 7. Yogi Berra and the gunk ball. Here's a hilarious tale from the 1863 World Series of Baseball. The catcher Elston Howard is said to have placed a slice in the ball with his own shin guard's buckle. Another player, Ford, has since confessed in an interview that he would cut the ball with his wedding ring or plant mud pies around the mound to load up the ball. Ford says, "I used enough mud to build a dam," and also used to throw a gunk ball, which comes from a mixture of baby oil, turpentine, and resin. Legend has it that Ford used to keep the gunk ball in a dispenser. Once Yogi Berra mistook a gunk ball as a deodorant and glued his sides with the gunk spray. Those were the days. Number 8. The Agegate Conspiracy. In 2001, Danny Almonte was an impressive sight. He was the star player of the Little League Bronx baseball team, and he was given a key to the city by Mayor Rudolph Giuliani in New York City. The Little League World Series have underage players who are expected to stay clean. The Little League takes pride in its young and clean competition that will be groomed for the future in the coming era. The Agegate conspiracy occurred when the league found out that Danny's coach had falsified his age and the kid had hit puberty. Danny was a marvel as he could throw 70 miles per hour at the age of 14, but he was flattening the 12-year-olds in front of him. His age was discovered by a private investigator hired by the other team who were jealous and intimidated by Danny's performance. Who thought Little League would be drama-free? Number 9. The Rookie of the Year. Until 2009, Brian Cushing was an excellent newcomer when he played for the USC despite his poor physique. But in 2009, he was drafted for the Houston Texans and grew much stronger and faster. He was given the Rookie of the Year award, and then he was caught for using performance-enhancing drugs. As a result, the NFL took away his award and he was suspended for the first 4 games of the 2010 series. But the conspiracy is that he won the award even though the league knew he was using these drugs. It is considered an open secret, and yet no one has ever talked about it openly. Number 10. Shawn Merriman and the steroids' efficacy. Here's an interesting discussion on steroids and how they impact an athlete's ability. Shawn Merriman was the Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2005 and also led the league in sacks. In 2006, he was given a 4-game suspension when he tested positive for steroids for a few consecutive tests. The scandal ended with Merriman never taking steroids again, but he has never performed that well afterward. His lack of performance has become an interesting comparison of how much steroids will impact a player's performance. Number 11. Alex Rodriguez and tipping pitches. Alex Rodriguez is the sports media's favorite scapegoat. He'd been sympathized with earlier for being badgered by the media needlessly. But in 2000, he was accused of tipping pitches to the opponents and the game would be lopsided. As the teams in MLB play each other more than once in a series, the cheating looked especially unfair. It was considered a betrayal to teammates and a genuinely dishonest act by his fans. Number 12. Derrick Rose's SATs. Here's another thought-provoking scandal from the world of basketball. The Memphis Tigers had an entire season record canceled in 2008 when it was revealed that the coach rigged the SATs of the team's guard, Derrick Rose. The university had also paid for the travel expenses of Rose's brother. The case was a cornerstone in conducting more research into college teams and how the coaches are violating recruiting rules to get the best talent. It was a pretty big scandal, and it invoked thoughtful discussion into the issues of college teams and their wasting of money and resources. Number 13. Spitball Specialist. Gaylord Perry was a pitcher in the 1970s who was a famous cheater. He's considered one of the best pitchers of his era and is a Hall of Fame recipient. But it's well known that he would add Vaseline to his waistline and under his sleeves to give a spitball. He's still called the Spitball Specialist. These are a few thought-provoking cases that we've listed here, but surely a few of the recent era cases have become doors into sports corruption. Many of these cases had an unprecedented impact on the future of sports. Many of these cases have invoked a strong policy change and reforms in the sports world and have pushed the industry in a better direction. And that's a wrap on the worst cheaters in all sports. What do you think about the relevant question to the video? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.